All right, everybody. Schmolke Investment Team LSU Football Practice Report Wednesday. We had I guess we had about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 out there. No cameras allowed at practice today. And then we had Brian Kelly afterwards. He's called it a mindset day. Of course, that's the title of his video that's already up on LSU Tigers on Tiger Bait, this YouTube channel. And I think he's right. I think the heat is starting to get to the players. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. Of course, scrimmage on Saturday. We're going to see how he pulls it back. But he talked about grinding through and the mindset of these guys and having to win some close games during the football season. And, you know, starting to separate the wheat from the chaff, as they would say, buddy.
Happy hump day, everybody. By the way, I want to apologize right out of the gate. We were spent yesterday. I know a lot of people are feeding off on what we tell you and how we present it, but it was a brutal day yesterday. We were out there about an hour and a half. By the time we filmed, we had about almost 2 hours of sun, so apologize. Mike is getting skinny. I'm losing some of these love handles, and LSU, quite frankly, is going through the grind. The mindset is, it is tough to have your brain tell your body, push on, fight through it, continue, every rep, concentrate, know what you have to do. And BK, as you'll hear in the presser today, is just telling you straight up, it's a long way from playing, what is it, Mike, 18 days or whatever. That being said, they're making some progress. I asked him about the defense. He said, yeah, getting better, but still plenty of work to do on all the little things. And once again, once we get through this week, I think, Mike, everybody will have a clearer idea of the depth chart, who the reliable ones are going to be. Got a lot of tidbits, and as always, hope you're doing well on this Wednesday afternoon.
You know, it seems like I talk about the tight ends every practice report. And as soon as we were let in the fence today, really saw some unique end-around tosses to Mason Taylor. They're really going to, I keep hammering that point. But I just think, you know, whatever the number of receptions that running backs and tight ends had last year, whatever the percentages of increase that I expect to see this football season is going to be exponential. Again, the tight ends, Taylor, Pimpton, Trades Green, those guys are going to be used in some unique ways. We're seeing more shuffle passes, middle screens. You know, some of these things like the end arounds, I've always kind of joked around about that. Whether it's the end around or the middle screen or shuffle passes, it seems like over the last 20 years we've seen a lot of college football teams have great success and you know, just pulling it off and executing. Whereas always those plays have always seemed to been a struggle at LSU. But we've seen quite a bit of it in the last week, and you know, and look, it's part of their whole idea of, you know, they want to control the clock, they want time of possession, they want to establish the running game, and the short passing game is going to be utilized a lot with the tight ends and the running backs.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a little bit of depth chart real quick. At left tackle, Will Campbell once again. Now look, Savion Jones is rushing the passer so good. Will Campbell is having to work his butt off to keep 35 from winning that drill. Of course, as we know, Garrett Dellinger right next to him at left guard. DJ Chester is still the center. Now, as we have been talking about, there are going to be some bad center snaps. There's going to be a fumbled exchange when they're underneath the center. And we talked to Coach Kelly, and he mentioned it today. They're going to have to call timeout because the clock is running down. All of that is a work in progress. DJ Chester, though, seems like they're trying to pump him up and get him ready, because four guys around him are all experienced. Miles Frazier at right guard, a lot of people love the way he is having a big camp. You're going to see a lot of vertical, north-south, counters, the whole 9 yards. And then, of course, Emory Jones, big 5-0 at right tackle. Mason Taylor, the tight end, is phenomenal. Everybody nationally is starting to talk him up. We've been talking about Pimpton and Trades Green. Don't sleep on 86. 3 wide receivers, 2, 3, 4, Kyron Lacey. I was a little surprised. He's got more hops than we thought. Yesterday, he caught a touchdown pass and dunked it over the goalpost. Chris Hilton, everybody knows that he's having a great camp. Coach Kelly did say today, when a ball is coming and it's a 50-50 ball, you've got to fight your ass off to make sure that thing doesn't get intercepted. That's what Chris Hilton was working on today. And then C.J. Daniels on the outside. Experience, loved hearing his tape yesterday. Those three, and then Mike still loves me, some Aaron Anderson, and we do too. But don't sleep on Shelton Sampson, Kyle Parker, and even Colin Billiot, and of course now Jelani Watkins did get hurt yesterday. It's a soft tissue. So I am going to sit here on this Wednesday afternoon and tell you, you are going to enjoy this offense immensely because it is different. It's not going to be 1,134 net yards from the quarterback. But Mike, I am all in on Joe Sloan and the guys calling some different plays. And oh, by the way, running back committee, but I still hadn't seen anybody that wants to tackle number 28 for many days. Caleb Jackson's got a chance to be really special in year 2. I'll hand it off to him, and then I'll come back and talk defense personnel.
Yeah, well, Deshaun Spears with an interception of Ricky Collins in practice today, an overthrown ball. And so, you know, which way is that number 2 quarterback battle going to go? I don't think we, Buddy likes to say you don't know. I don't think we know. I really don't. I mean, I tend to think it's Ricky Collins. He gives me the Jim Moore. You don't know, you never will know.
No, I was saying on the defense more than that.
Yeah.
I think you agree with me. Joe Sloan. Now, here's the thing, folks. Brian Kelly's going to be involved with the play calling. Okay, and don't forget with communication skills. So there are going to be some faux pas. There are going to be some times where today, Coach Kelly said they're in the red zone, they throw an interception, and the clock runs out. Then on the defense end, they lined off offsides, had a stop, and of course didn't have the conversion because on fourth down because they lined up offside. So no, what I'm saying is that we're going to know a lot more in another week, but I'm excited to see what this offense can do potentially. It's going to be different, but you're going to like it.
All right, everybody, hit the like button if you're enjoying this practice report. And of course, we're brought to you by the Schmolke Investment Team. What is something you could do with your money that would be meaningful to you? Do you feel like you need some guidance to realize those goals? At the Schmolke Investment Team, they have over 50 years of experience doing just that. If you want to get serious about reaching your financial potential, give them a call at 318-448-3201, 318-448-3201. Tell them you heard about them on Tiger Bait. Bart and Brian Schmolke, I've known them both for over 25 years. Fantastic people, both LSU grads. So if you're in central Louisiana, Alexandria area, up to North Louisiana, give them a call. Let them go over your current portfolio. There might be some things that they can do to help you reach your earning potential. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisory member, FINRA/SIPC.
Always doing a great job of telling you the skinny and the scoop. And when I looked earlier, it was a green day. So after a little choppy and some losses, market's picking back up. But Brian and and Bart, they're going to give you the skinny. That's why they're there. To talk
here's
to
the thing. I look at the demographics on these practice reports. Got a lot of 20-somethings in here. If you haven't started socking some money away, now's the time to start doing it. And it don't have to be a whole lot. Get set up with the Schmolke Investment Team.
All right, let's go through the defensive depth chart. Right now, Mike, I don't see any way that Savion Jones is not going to start at one of the defensive spots. Braden Swinson's really good as well, and Deshaun Womack. So I would say that they feel like those three are going to start at defensive end. Don't forget Parrish Shan has played some defensive end. They've also moved him to nose guard and a three-man rush. And Kalaj Cobbins, this is a freshman coming in that I think you're going to really like. So you're going to play a lot of guys. Now we get to the D tackles. Jacoby and Gilry got hurt and jammed a little bit yesterday. Was riding the bike at the end of it. Mike, he was out here again. We had reports that he had a knee issue.
Yeah, a little pushing and shoving, him and Emory Jones.
Well, I'm going to get into that when I get into Manda. But there's no doubt that Jacoby and Gilry needs to control his frickin' emotions on the football field. This is becoming commonplace. And the last thing you want to do is have a stop. He talks about your mama, and all of a sudden you get up in his face and hit late. The referee sees it 15 yards. They got a first down. But Jacoby and Gilry, obviously,
over and under on 2 of those on him this season. I'm setting the over and under at 2 unsportsmanlike conduct. Jacoby and Gilry.
I'd love to say under, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the other D tackles. Sean Washington is the guy that Bo Davis will lean on. They're trying to get the most out of 95. But look, Jalen Lee is going to look like he's going to be in the 2 deep. Don't sleep on Jay Suggs, number 31. And, of course, Dominic McKinley making progress each and every day. So you got about 6 D tackles. Now let's get to the defensive backfield, and we start with the linebackers. Love me some Harold Perkins. Love me some Greg Penn. Greg Penn had a bunch of plays. Once again, your brain is going to play tricks with you on Sunday, September 1, because you're going to see big number 3 wearing number 3, Greg Penn. Once again, he's single digit, him and Perk starting inside backers. Whit Weeks and West Weeks having big camps. Whit Weeks, I got a feeling, is going to play appreciably more. And one thing about 40, he is balls to the wall and gets after the quarterback, can really run. So you know Blake is going to utilize him. Now on the outside, Mike Ashton Stamps has had probably the most consistent camp of any corner. Sage Ryan, as we all know, some people don't like him at corner. He's probably going to start the season at corner. Then you have guys behind them. And of course, as we know, J.K. Johnson from Ohio State, Jair Brown from Ohio State, but watch P.J. Woodland, number 11, not the biggest of guys, a lot of ball skills, so you got about 5 corners in the mix. At safety, and I want to publicly apologize to Jordan Allen. I mentioned him by number the other day, number 6. He has had one heck of a camp, and of course everybody knows Jordan Gilbert. 2 and 6 are your starting safeties, but there's a lot of young talent. You mentioned Deshaun Spears with an INT, number 10, 22, 23, 24, Joel Rogers, Kylan Jackson, and of course Juwan Johnson, all going to be there. Great news, Javian Toviano, and we've been saying it since he got here, finally put him in as a box safety. So he's backing up Major Burns and Juwan Johnson at that star position. And as we know, he was asked about the punter. That kind of surprised me a little bit. He said it's still a battle and might use both of them. Here's the problem, folks. Oxendorf has the bigger leg. He's been more consistent. But after he punts 2 or 3 great ones, then he's got a couple that are just not good enough. And so
yeah, he's not 100%er either.
He's not 100% either. Don't forget, it's super important because the punter generally is the holder. That just gives you a little bit of an overview of personnel. But a lot of guys working their tails off, a lot of guys fighting through it. And speaking of fighting, this is the second day in a row. Remember when I got physical with Mike trying to, this guy, I guess you could say, emulate Caleb Jackson using the pad level? Well, it got a little spicy out at the Ponderosa today.
That's your Manda's moment.
Yeah, Manda Fine Meats with flavor and spice really do say it all. Don't forget, we are the official smoked sausage of LSU Athletics. You love it when you're tailgating right here with your sausage and boudin. But this is pretty normal. Everybody's getting after each other. Here's what's happened, folks. The defense has been all rah-rah, and they have been stopping the offense. So we said the offense was ahead of the defense. I think the defense made a lot of leaps and bounds and caught up a little bit, but they're still long away from being finished. But once again, Emory Jones and Jacoby and Gilry had a little tiff, and I'm
it's
sure
good stuff. I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's just part. Look, you're out here. Everybody's hot. Everybody's sweating. Everybody's trying to get through it. But as we tell you on this Wednesday, a long way to go. 3 more practices to get through the grind, and it will once again followed up after BK on Saturday.
All right, Tiger Bait Live tonight is at 8 o'clock. Buddy and I mingling with you live on our show. Should have a big show tonight, 8 o'clock, right here on this YouTube channel. That's why you need to hit the subscribe button, notification bell. You'll get the alert as soon as we go live. And if you enjoyed this practice report, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. And anything you want to add on the way out?
Just be patient, folks. We told you this was going to be the toughest week. This is the mindset. It's like anybody, if they've ever played football, this is the toughest week to get through. You grind it. You get out of here with very few injuries. Now, all of a sudden, we got a depth chart. Everybody kind of knows their roles. Then you start putting in your stuff for the USC Trojans. It's hard to believe. 2 weeks from this Sunday, LSU in Vegas.
All right, everybody. See you tonight on Tiger Bait Live. And the next report you'll get from us will be Saturday afternoon. So we're going to have a lot more coming your way on tigerbait.com. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good rest of the day.